If you're doing 10 million in revenue, but still only taking home 300K, this video will change everything. I'm Patrick Sherney, and I'm on a mission to help hundreds of contractors become millionaires, not on paper, but in their bank accounts. Here's what nobody tells you about growing a construction company. Growth eats cash. I've watched contractors go from 5 million to 15 million to 30 million, and they still struggle to pay themselves properly and have challenges with cash flow and capital. You think hitting 10 million means you finally become a millionaire. But the reality, you're probably making the same 250 to 300K that you made at 5 million, maybe less. Why? Because you're managing 70 different numbers instead of the 7 that actually matter. I've spent over 30 years in finance. I reviewed more than 10,000 financial statements, and I've approved over 2 billion in loans. I've seen every way a construction company can go broke, even when you're profitable on paper. But here's what gives me a unique perspective. I've been on both sides of the desk. I know what banks look for. I was one. I know where cash gets trapped, and I know exactly which numbers predict whether a contractor will become a millionaire or stay stuck. That's why I created the Millionaire Contractor Code. 7 numbers, not 70 numbers. 7 numbers that separate millionaire contractors from those stuck on the hamster wheel. You know, 4 of those numbers are on your P&L, just 4, and the other 3, they're on your balance sheet. You know, that report that you say, I never look at, but that's a big mistake because your balance sheet reveals exactly where your cash flow is broken and what capital you need. The balance sheet tells you exactly where your money is hiding. In 30 days, my clients, they know their exact targets. They've got their 12-month plan, their 3-year roadmap. They know exactly what gross profit margin that they need, what their cash flow should look like, how much they should actually be paying themselves. You know, one client went from 20 million in revenue with constant cash flow stress to 16 million with 900K more in owner cash flow. Same guy, different numbers. It's not always about revenue. Look, contracting is already harder than any other business that I know of, and you don't need more complexity. You need clarity. The Millionaire Contractor Code gives you that. 7 numbers, 30 days. It's a complete financial blueprint. You know, it's reasonable to expect that you should at least be keeping 10 cents on every dollar that you earn, after debt, after taxes, after reinvestment. That's money in your pocket. I work with businesses doing 2 million to 200 million. If you have a CFO or controller, I work with them too. If you're tired, of being successful on paper, but broke in reality, if you want perspective that comes from reviewing 10,000 financial statements, then I would just say, let's build your financial blueprint. 7 numbers, 30 days, the clarity that you've been missing.